5 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota 2 Champions League powered by Epic Esports Events as well as Face It. And yeah, I'm Lysander, gonna be joined here by Mike. Imperial versus Sanguine Sharks. Imperial one game up, no surprises there. We'll see if Sharks can pull back in the game number 2. They snatched Baby Knight 0 OD out of his hands, so maybe there's hope. Maybe.
It's pretty much the best start you can ask for, right? I think OD is one of the heroes that's on the top of that desirability chart. With Drow up there, some teams let Ogre through. I think it's perhaps not as solid as OD. You really just consistently do work as OD, but Imperial, they won last game so convincingly. Like even outside the draft, just mechanically, they were playing better than Sanguine Sharks. I don't really know if Imperial are the type of team to kind of take it easy and mess around, knowing that they're probably the favorites. But, I mean, Silencer isn't completely standard, so maybe we're going to see a little bit of a twist here for Imperial.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, first pick Silencer definitely is going to, well, keep me interested. I do like this hero a lot, so we'll see how it plays out. Again, it's more of it's a hero that really shuts down counter initiation, I think, most of all. And OD, although he's an aggressive hero by nature, he has that bubble to save teammates, save himself in engagement. So a global silence can really screw him. It also screws him because he can't use his orb while silenced. So that's another thing as well. Really shuts down a lot of his damage, forces him to get a BKB almost. So I like it. And there's your Nyx as well. They're hating on this OD right now. But jokes on them, it's gonna be support. Haha.
I don't know. Sanguine Sharks aren't Meow. Maybe I don't know. They beat Meow when they ran the support OD, so I'm not really sure if they even learned that much from doing that. But this is how you deal with OD, right? Like you see an OD on the other end, you let an OD get through. You make sure that you have your eyes open for Nyx Assassin. You make sure you pick up a hero. I mean, you can do as many of these things as you want. You pick up a hero that's able to pressure him early on. You could have heroes that have just decent matchups up against OD, such as a Razor, which we very frequently see being picked up as just a nice little lane response to an Outworld Devourer. And then you try to pressure him as much as you can. So Imperial let the OD through, but they have the almost perfect response. Sanguine Sharks now grabbing a Slardar, so that's a decent initiator, and it looks like for right now that's all it is. But interesting to see what Sanguine Sharks are going to actually kind of do with their game plan. Like last game was fairly late game as a destination for them. With the Slardar, you typically want to do things a little bit earlier, especially Slardar OD, which can get going very early.
Reserve time.
We'll see what happens here. The Darkseer ban, I mean, do people really pick Darkseer into Nyx anyway?
It's pretty good. I mean, the mana burn is definitely annoying, but Ion Shell harassment is something that Nyx Assassin is not exactly going to be a huge fan of. I think it's mostly just, well, I don't know. I mean, Silencer is really good up against Darkseer. I mean, Darkseer is really good with Slaughter as far as dual lanes are concerned. You do have to worry about just Ion Shell Slaughter running at you. Surge on OD is pretty ridiculous as well. So, I mean, there's definitely some power there should Sanguine Sharks actually want to run that. I think it's justifiable, but probably not the most scary hero in the game right now.
Right.
Reserve time.
Treant Protector now going to be banned. They're expecting the shenanigans already coming out.
Radiant team's turn to ban.
Speaking of shenanigans.
Right.
Fudge.
I mean, that's what can really screw with you, right? At this point, something cheesy, something weird, out of the way. I think Pudge suits that role perfectly. We saw a good Pudge the other day just really destroy. I think it was on
5 seconds
Rebels.
remaining.
They picked the Pudge and it just really wrecked the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just threw enemy off. It's why Na'Vi back in the day was so feared for that Pudge pick on Dendi, right? Because Pudge is just so powerful of a pick, it changes the way you play the game. So banning out that hero is always great.
And it's also more powerful nowadays since he's very frequently played as a support. Whereas back in the day, it would be like some sort of core Pudge. Running him as support means that you don't have to really sacrifice any of your late game power in order to have a lot of jarring early game power. I do think it's kind of weird though, because Nyx Assassin and Silencer are both pretty well adapted to a Pudge. But again, Imperial just don't want to be cheesed out at this point. And unless there's going to be like a Oracle, Huskar, third, fourth pick for Sanguine Sharks, I think Imperial are pretty well protected against cheese.
Broodmother. It's always that
That's
one.
true. Brood is really good up against Silencer and pretty darn good versus Nyx as well.
Yeah. Really have to watch out for that one. But right now, no movement in from Imperial. Burning through that extra time.
I wonder if there's any consideration for putting
Phantom
Baby Knight on either of
Assassin.
these two heroes. I mean, we have Ace's hero now.
Radiant
You know,
teams
again,
turn
pretty
to
pretty classic Imperial stuff. Just getting Ace a little bit more of an early game, quote unquote, carry hero than a late game farmer. But can Baby Knight go on Silencer mid up against OD? Can he go on Nyx Assassin mid? I feel like that would be something that Imperial like could do because Baby Knight is
10
just that
seconds
crazy.
remaining.
Sniper is also still in the pool.
Oh
They
yeah.
want to do that.
5 seconds
I feel
remaining.
like Nyx will not be. And I think the Nyx is there
Using
to
up your reserve time.
mess with the OD. Like, does he want to go mid if there's a Nyx? You know, it forces the enemy to read into your draft and see if it's going to be a core Nyx to. And then once it's a core Nyx, OD doesn't fare too well in the mid lane anymore. So we'll have to see here what the OD decides to do, because the laning will be a bit tricky for him. If he goes to safe lane, then they need to find a suitable replacement for that mid lane. Juggernaut does seem like a prudent pick.
Mhm.
Lifestealer as well.
Yeah.
I think Lifestealer is better here.
Perhaps not as like an auto include mid lane, but as just a hero to have with
Yeah.
that option is definitely very strong. I mean, obviously you have Slaughter, right? So just look at what heroes do
It's
physical
also good
damage.
against
Like
Nyx.
Slaughter is, yeah, just Nyx has a rough time against that. You do get hit kind of hard by Phantom Assassin. Usually not able to win a duel against her because she has Blur and
Dire
crit, and you
King's
don't
turn.
really have anything as
Oh,
life
it's
stealer.
okay.
So
Just have
that's a little
Slaughter
rough.
blow up. So,
Blur, man, Blur's OP.
but so is Blink Crush, Infest Bomb, Amplify, Whack.
That's true. But then if you blink Crush, you get global silenced, and
10
then
seconds remaining.
That's
you
true.
know that happens. There's all these like counter
5
plays for
seconds
both sides,
remaining.
right? Where it's like you jump on someone as Imperial, they get imprisoned, you get glimpsed back. If you jump on
Reserve
someone as
time.
Sanguine Sharks, you get global silence. There's Spike Carapace, there's stuns. Phantom Assassin might just jump away. So positioning and timing very important. It looks like with these, unless we just see like another disgusting outlaning from Imperial.
Well, right now, Sharks, they pick up Disruptor again. What do they set up with this Disruptor? There's no Omni Knight, so Imperial could grab an Omni Knight. There we go. GG.
Boom.
Radiant teams turn to
Dude, the calls feel so good when you land them like that, so well done.
Yeah.
Pretty much like classic Phantom Assassin Omni Knight. You just blink on someone, purify them. They don't even have to be going towards the same lane, although I do think it's a high chance of that happening. Most likely, we do not have the
10
Baby Knight
seconds
hero right
remaining.
now, but again, Silencer, Nyx, they could definitely go towards the mid lane as
5 seconds
versus the
left.
OD. I'm liking
Please up.
Sniper here, honestly, for the Imperial side, but Omni Knight Repel up against Disruptor and
Reserve
OD,
time.
it's pretty hard to deal with.
Yeah. I don't know what they can pick here.
10 seconds remaining.
What do you do to play against Omni Knight? The one
5
hero
seconds
that's good
remaining.
against him is that. Oh yeah, Juggernaut. Yeah.
Dire teams turn to ban.
The hero I was talking about was Silencer. You know, what you pick that hero up, shut down any kind of healing the Omni Knight can pull out the early stage. But now with the Juggernaut, I guess you could rush a Diffusal Blade after Yasha and really just shut down Repel as a
10
whole.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's a good hero with the Slardar, just a
5
ton of
seconds
physical
remaining.
damage. You can amplify an Omni Slash, which is always pretty sweet. But this hero is a hero that is
Reserve time.
usually going to buy Diffusal Blade, and that's usually just enough. Is also a very good hero up against Nyx Assassin should they meet in lane, where the spin is always
10
going to do its
seconds
full effect versus
remaining.
Nyx Assassin, since the Spike Carapace just doesn't work against the magic immunity of
seconds
this spin.
remaining.
So, you know, it's a pretty safe pick always, but in this particular game, it's in a really, really good position for the
Radiant
Sanguine
teams
Sharks.
turn to ban.
Again, I'm not really sure what their necessary game plan is supposed to be, except for, you know, kind of get the OD and get the Juggernaut farmed, but kind of similar issue on the other end, where both these two teams don't really have a specific time where they're going to be, you know, hitting a timing and it's going to be really strong. It's just
10
going to be,
seconds
I think, one of
remaining.
these slow kind of outplay grindy games.
I think Imperial has got a really nice timing where they can just go ham on the PA actually.
I mean, the power peak of PA when she's like ready to go is like what,
Ooh,
Desolator, and by that time Juggernaut has Omni Slash,
Dire team's turn
obviously.
to pick.
Ricky's interesting though.
yeah, definitely interesting. Another hero to counter this. Another hero to counter this Omni Knight. I think it's pretty cool. Templar Assassin comes out and this could give problems. I mean, I think Templar still loses to OD, right? Should lose to OD. Maybe you can Refraction to block the bubble damage. If that happens, then I think maybe Templar has a better chance.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the bubble isn't really like the issue. The issue is that you're like a melee range hero up against an OD with a Ricky roaming around as well. With not that many heroes that could roam into her lane, Nyx, Assassin, Silence are going to be the supports, as the Omniite is going to be handled by Hesta Joe. So unless they have something weird going on, Baby Knight is kind of on an island right now. Imperial really have to draw a lot of attention away from the mid lane so that Ricky leaves the mid lane as a 1v1. Then Baby Knight's mechanical skill might just carry him through it. But if Ricky's there as well, TA has a really rough time.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, with the Opal Venom, stabby. Could be painful. We'll see. After all, you know, Imperial have shown that they are the more experienced team, so it's up to Sharks to prove us wrong. On the side of the Radiant, we have Sharks, Senny on the Disruptor again, with Dale playing Slaughter this time around. Celeri going to be playing the Ricky. Good luck to him on that. And mid laner going to be playing Slash Strike on OD. We have Floyd playing the Juggernaut this time around. No, what do you call it? White Juggernaut skin. What a scrub.
Well, they lost, right?
Yeah.
Can't win.
Clearly
without it.
doesn't take the game seriously, you know. You gotta get the most expensive hats for the hero to show that the hero means a lot to you, that you practice a lot.
The fighting
Especially if you're playing up against a team like Imperial. Like, you can't half-ass it. You need to go all in and
Yeah.
really try to go for the
You
win
don't
there.
spend the hats, you're bad. That's pretty much it. Ace on the Phantom Assassin, Baby Knight Templar. We have Noya on the Nyx. We have Haste Joe on offlane Omni Knight, and Rise gonna playing that Silencer. So I do believe we're gonna see 2-1-2 again.
There's
How is this
a
lane?
decent possibility of that. Omni Knight Nyx is kind of an awkward lane. I do like the adaptation of putting the Omni Knight down here because Repel just makes him completely immune to anything the Sharks have. You know, mostly that spin. So, you know, very powerful upside coming out from the Omni Knight. Noya can't really do a lot to contribute up towards top or bottom, really. That's the kind of downfall of support Nyx with the support Silencer. I would expect them to start stacking up the jungle, honestly. Like, you can't expect Baby Knight to get a lot of farm up against the OD. I mean, you can get a decent amount, but it's not 100%. So you need stacks for him to kind of fall back on.
Well, if that's one thing, they're gonna blow fools up if they get the chance to, because TA with Repel is just gonna go ham. So, not just the PA, most of the assassins go ham with Repel. So we'll have to see. They also have that dire side advantage for the Roche. It's going to be a offlane Omni Knight on the core role actually. Hasty Joe is playing it instead of one of the support
rune.
players, so both runes taken, okay. GG.
Yep. Well, I mean, they don't have the Juggernaut skin, but they got both bounty runes, so maybe that cancels it out. We'll see. Noya doesn't have any boots or windlace or anything like that, which is, you know, pretty standard, but neither does Silencer, so I wouldn't expect a ton of roam action here. He's going to drop a couple mana burn in Slash Strike, but it's a level 1 mana burn up against a level 1 OD. It's, yeah, pretty effective still, but not really going to be game-breaking, to say the least. So we'll see if they're able to keep Celeri kind of out of the game. Right now, though, he wins a D-Ward battle up towards the top, which is already not that great for Imperial.
Yeah. The Slaughter Ricky combo, but there's dagger spam, there's Rise on the glaives. It's painful unless they block them in, but the crush used there just for a little bit of harassment. Celeri gonna take quite a bit of damage without Poor Man's Shield, not the tankiest guy.
We'll see what they can do up against Hesta Joe. Disruptor does have Windlace, so poking and prodding is fairly safe most of the time. You shouldn't expect Omni Knight to get too close. Disruptor is just faster. But Omni Knight level 1 is still vulnerable. Level 2 becomes kind of invincible up against this lane. And well, top lane, they're trading hits, and Rise with the level 1 Glaives of Wisdom. I don't really know exactly, but I'm pretty sure he has the most damage done to enemy heroes by this point. Like, he's just dumping us into this top lane.
Yeah. Deal already has to use the salve there, and that's the problem of face up against Silencer where you don't really have real threats. There's Slash Strike. Okay, no stun on the Nyx right now, so no kill.
He imprisoned Baby Knight, then went up the hill. Like, that's incredibly aggressive.
Oh, Dale getting caught there, holding onto the crush for now. He has got a lot of tangos though, and he ate the tree that you shouldn't eat.
Juke tree.
Yeah. I remember there was a video on it, don't eat the juke tree. But he ate it, so.
There's so many other trees to eat that don't provide a tactical advantage. It usually doesn't matter, but it might. I mean, you're going up against a TA who, a PA rather. So Stifling Dagger usually gets pretty long range and
DD
vision, so.
on Solari, this could be huge, yep. Alright, slashing into Rise there, but there are a lot of creeps here. But the Orb of Venom, oh wow, first blood! Dagger, okay.
Dagger. Now they're on Ace.
We will
They
crush.
get Ace instead.
Maybe to get him. Oh, there's a Custom Silent. They might get him. Two very low heroes here to crush. There's 7 magic stick charges. Ace looking for it. The crush finds the silencer. And oh, that's disastrous. Solari looking for Blink Strike as well. It didn't get the strike through. The double damage does time out. So no no secondary kill there. No extra damage. But it pushes the PA back. She pops the Clarity Potion, but she's pretty much out of it now for this lane.
Most likely the silencer will return with some sort of regen for her.
Shark's
Senny
in trouble. Yeah, they got him.
Rip Disruptor.
Hammers him into the ground.
Roaming Assassin with no boots, no windlace. You don't
That was
expect
just
that, that's
lucky.
for sure.
That was Omni Knight just herding the cattle to the slaughter.
Yeah, he was definitely baiting there. And now he's going to go back to the lane with level 4 up against Juggernaut who can't kill him. This is looking like a pretty tight lane for the Omni Knight, and they're still keeping Noya like more so towards the mid lane than anywhere else. So Slash Strike is kind of hoping that Essence Aura is cooperative up against this Nyx Assassin's harassment. And ultimately, this is giving Baby Knight a CS advantage. So stacking is not necessarily going to be needed since he's just getting more CS.
Yeah. Omni Knight proving to be a really good tool against a Juggernaut, because usually in Juggernaut, okay, wait, watch top. There's Rise popping the dust preemptively because he's going to die here. Going to die again. And this PA can't really do much for her buddy. She might try and jump here, but no, doesn't even have to blink. So yeah, I was talking about, usually Juggernaut lanes, they have the Juggernaut because they want to, he does most of the damage in the tri lane. And then the supports are just there to help him get the heroes in range for him to kill. So if you can repel and remove off all the damage you take from Blade Fury, usually you can't die in that lane and you're safe to farm it and do whatever you want. So it is something that other teams could note here. Imperial, they're known as the experimenters, and this could be a really nice scientific breakthrough, so to speak.
I think the really powerful thing about this is not the fact that the Omni Knight just has a decent time up against Juggernaut, is the fact that you don't know that the Omni Knight is actually going to be there. Like, you're expecting a kind of support Omni Knight or like a aggressive dual lane. They can bust out the solo Omni Knight and he will be doing just fine. So that flexibility, I think, is what makes this lane really strong. Also, just, I don't know if it was coincidence or by design, Repel lasts for 5 seconds at level 1. Blade Fury lasts for 5 seconds. So, good luck getting the spin off on the Omni Knight.
Yeah, he's not gonna pop the repel. He's not gonna pop the repel without Juggernaut near him. Not gonna get baited in by the disruptor. And Floyd, pretty much having to use most of his regen on mana wards, healing wards. I mean.
And Floyd is now out of mana, means that Hessa Joe just will not die in this lane.
Heals.
Pretty much ever. Like, the only chance you get the kill is if you somehow layer Glimpse and Spin in such a way that you draw out the Repel and Purify.
Oh, Omni Slash?
Omni Slash. Got just enough mana. Okay, as soon as I said that,
you gotta say it, right, Mike?
Leaves the creep wave. Hey, he left the creep wave, man. That's not on me. It's his fault.
Now, whenever you say things about players, bad things happen. Senny in trouble. Smack, burn. Got him. This bug is doing lots. Meanwhile, middle lane, Solari gonna set up a pawn. Baby Knight pops the secondary refraction here. Yeah, Refraction proving to be really strong against the bubble. You don't take the hit point damage, which is really good.
God has to go. Yeah, right behind.
Oh, nice spike there! But not enough. It's only a level 1 spike. It does give him a huge amount of... gives him a good amount of burst against the OD, actually.
It's unavoidable as the OD. Like, you just... If you imprison, then you're going to get spike Carapace, unless you have, like, a BKB. That's not going to be happening for a very long time, obviously. So Hesta Joe is going to return to this bottom lane. Floyd, this time, is really out of mana. He's going to get a little bit more now, so he has spin. But, yeah, as long as the Omni Knight has to... As long as he respects that Omni Slash, he shouldn't be dying, but, you know...
Nice caveat you got there now.
Hey, he walked away from the creep wave as soon as...
Floyd! Oh, I'm not sure spinning was the plan here. He could get killed. He might die here. I think he's gonna die.
I told you.
Oh, no. Ricky kills off PA.
He died.
Oh, they glimpse him back. Heal bomb?
The bait.
Alright.
Well, PA got killed up towards top. I assume just got crushed in the smoke screen. There's amplified damage now on Slardar. Blur is only level 1 as well, so the 20% chance evasion is still really good, but they're gonna switch things up. Ace on the bottom lane. Can't you go Floyd? Didn't dagger. I think that was just a miscue from Ace. He meant to dagger, then Phantom Strike while the dagger was in the air.
Yeah, well. Does the dagger hit? Wait, let me see.
Oh, silence.
No, he does not. Oh, what a rune to get. And you can't even banish Nyx because you take more damage. So that's really cute. Oh wow, he's doing it anyway.
Didn't work. No, yeah, not quite. But yeah, they are kind of stacking this top lane. Hesta Joe now is up there and he's pretty resistant to this. Ace should still be able to farm this bottom lane decently well. Bottom line though, Sharks are getting a ton of farm on this top lane for the Slaughter, so he is incredibly happy, near the top of the net worth chart. The OD maybe is not exactly where he wants to be, but they're keeping Imperial down pretty well. And Imperial are supposed to hit like a really powerful mid-game power curve with the TA and a PA, where they're both just going to jump in with the Omni Knight behind them. So they keep them off that. Great.
TP, boy! TP! Why are you not TPing? Okay, never mind. Creep wave here to save the day. Oh, Floyd wants to look for it, but there's the silence. Oh, wow! Insta crit! That's how you PA, boys and girls. That's how you PA.
Someone better help Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, PA unfortunately caught no creep wave there, so can't Phantom Strike juke it out, but still is going to be fine. I mean, just looking at the net worth right now, Sharks are pretty happy with this assortment. All their cores on the top. Imperial have TI on the top, PA not too far behind, but Imperial will have to get this Nyx Assassin to level 6 before they're really able to make any plays happen. They don't really have any other way of initiating, actually.
They have TA and PA to jump in, then follow up with silence. I think their initiation style is very different.
More likely it's going to be them responding to Sharks, but oh, PA again, spin, not going to die this time. Oh, here comes the Omni Knight. The Bane of the Juggernaut. Oh god, that was a lot of damage.
Wow.
Senny's also dead here.
Yeah, wow.
He has level 3 degen aura and an Orb of Venom. You can't escape the Omni Knight.
You can't escape the omniscience. Omniscience, yeah. Well, Church of Omni Knight really making those aggressive promotions here about their religion.
And now he has Arcane Boots, so he's going to be pretty active right now. Slash Strike?
A little bit of trouble. Or is the Slaughter in trouble? There's a dagger to slow him down, and could be problems for him, but no. Nyx isn't high enough level to really make anything out of it. Baby Knight pops that, and now Slash Strike in trouble, gets hit by the last word. Oh no, silenced up, gets hit by the glaive. One misses up the high ground, a secondary one. One more will get him, and then you kill off Slash Strike. That's -2. Imperial.
Top again.
Doing really well here. PA in a lot of trouble. The silence coming out. They will kill her off. The nice stun coming out for Noya. Mana burn maybe, and that tower shot should take him out. Dale shouldn't be able to get out of this. And yeah, nice spike carapace. Gonna keep him alive. Here comes Joe. What up?
Dude, DJ and Aura again getting another kill. Insane. I mean, that is a rough trade for Sharks to make, though. PA is, yes, a good kill target, but they need the Slaughter to keep farming. The faster Blink Dagger, obviously, the better. But, you know, Blink Dagger is going to make Juggernaut and OD just so much more powerful because they can be in the back end and wait for the initiation to happen. on their own terms. So, making that trade is incredibly expensive. Ace can afford to die a couple more times. Like, he's kind of expendable because the Templar Assassin is getting so much.
Uh-oh, Nyx gonna debut this Vendetta right away, and that's the dagger as well. The crit goes across 2 crits! Wow!
Ace is good at this hero, man.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, do you see that first hit dagger crit? You know, that was pretty good too. On the Juggernaut earlier.
Yeah, Phantom Strike gives you that additional attack speed, don't forget, and that was just crit. So, we'll see what Ace's build is going to adapt to in this game. You open up with Blightstone because it's insane Stifling Dagger, but the TA is so far ahead that she's most likely going to be the one getting the Desolator. You don't want to stack that up, so we're going to see Ace take a probably more kind of tanky utility role on this Phantom Assassin.
I'd just like to point out that Silencer has actually decided to max Arcane Curse, which I truly support because a lot of players just skip the spell altogether, which really pains me. I think this spell is really good, and they're showing it. Baby Knight, oh, he has Meld to get out of any kind of real shenanigans. Oh, that's global. A little bit too late though. This TA might not get out as a result, but nope, just kidding. Gonna get that, the Vendetta Strike as well. There's the Omni Slash, gonna go through. That's not gonna work, Juggernaut. That's not gonna work. Bounces off the shield there, gets purified, and TA strikes him down. And they give away a few too many kills, and they might find themselves hit their own shots. They have their Riki revealed, but they don't see him because it's nighttime. But yeah, they give away too many kills. They could give away Roshan.
Imperial Roche incredibly quickly. They have the minus armor, not quite at full strength from Baby Knight, but still, I mean, PA can always solo it, like Templar Assassin can always solo it with the healing support. It's even easier, so I mean, they're looking pretty good as far as that front is concerned. But here we go, Sharks have the big item. This is what they're kind of building towards with their draft. Blink Dagger on the Slardar. If he's unable to get much action going with this, then they're going to be in some pretty deep shit moving forward. But such a fast Blink Dagger should, in theory, set up for, 2-3 kills.
Yeah, PA is in trouble again, I think.
Yeah.
Or is she, though? I don't think she's gonna die, though, even if you blink, because you always have the chance to miss. You need Disruptor there for the guaranteed magic damage. But they're moving.
They also saw the Nyx Assassin move in, so they know that Nyx Assassin is somewhere in the area.
Oh, I hope they don't sit around the jungle. I think they're just ditching. Oh, Courier! Oh, okay. Was looking for it. Run, buddy, run. This bird looks a lot like Pidgey, I'm just gonna say that.
All birds look like Pidgey. Pidgeys looks like all birds.
That's
kind of
racist.
So his presence is a little bit scary there for Sharks. So I understand making that play. They also just revealed the Blink Dagger though because the Nyx Assassin.
Oh, Sentry
right
Ward.
The
dagger's gonna hit there. They glimpse back the Omni Knight. He immediate gun the Angel, so he's gonna take no physical damage. There's gonna be the silence. It's a little weird there. Senny just panic dropping that one. Rice doesn't have ulti for 5 seconds. He's gonna have to use that Ace. Has the dagger to kite things around. Floyd is hasted up though, so this might not be so easy here for Rice to get out of. I think he's dead. Global maybe for his team could work out here. Not gonna global his team, and in the end the Juggernaut kills off the Silencer. TA though finds the OD, and these two guys here, Solari and Senny, both deados. And Solari really risking his life there, walking back into the middle lane. Could have been a sentry there, but they don't drop it. Nyx had it.
I don't know why they didn't drop it. It must have been like a Fog of War thing. Classic Fog of War, not Dota Fog of War, where it's confusion and whatnot, but that's fine. Letting a Riki live is not going to be game-breaking. They kind of just completely messed up Sharks at the expense of a random support Silencer who doesn't even use his ultimate. So, no matter how you slice it, that's still a pretty big win for the Imperial side, and now the net worth we can see is going to start to twist in favor of the really dangerous mid-game heroes on the Imperial side. Ace, who even had a kind of rough time, is, well, just turned into third place net worth, but is going to skyrocket back to second as soon as they get Roche, unless they just lose everyone because they're pushing mid. I don't know why Nyx Assassin and Silencer are mid, where Ace and Baby Knight are Roche. That makes no sense to me.
It's the baits, And now shots are gonna smoke up, but I don't think they're gonna be in time because this Deso has come at the right time for this TA. So this is a quick melt here on Roshan.
Easy Roche, easy golds.
They smoke gank this tier 1 tower top. And TP coming in from TA. Alright, he has Aegis though. I don't think you want to fight this. This is a bad fight to take. That's Aegis, bros. There's
Three TPs coming in.
Alright, there's a good silence there. They all walk into it. The Omni Slash as well. That's how you start a fight. PA already dead, and Rise gonna follow soon enough. Global, not gonna drop there. Holding onto the Global. I'm very surprised that they hold on to the Global. The Desolator, oh man, takes him out, but there. Triple kill going out there. I feel like a Global could have really made a difference there. Now Joe gonna be in a lot of trouble himself there. Pops the buckler, tries to keep himself alive, but not gonna happen there. Gets torn apart by the squad, and yeah, the silencer. Oh. That was the time to hit the button.
I like the idea of fighting there. A couple of issues, the TP duration, I guess. Like it's staggered because so many people were teleporting there. You have to use the global silence. If you're gonna make that many rotations in, you know that you're going into a static storm. You know that odds are the Juggernaut has an Omni Slash. So it's pretty much the exact same fight that we saw from Imperial in the last game, where they all kind of just went in one at a time and died. Not really sure why they are doing that, but I guess the good thing is they still have global silence for the next fight.
Well, I guess that's a bright side.
It's not that bright.
Hehe XD. Well, we'll see what happens as Imperial still are quite in the lead if you look at it. Oh no, actually they lost the lead after that last fight.
PA was second in net worth, and now she's behind all the cores of Sharks. You walk into like that many heroes at level 2 Omni Slash with amplified damage, like you're not gonna get out of there alive. You need a Guardian Angel and a global silence, and the Imperial, that at least in that fight, just didn't land it properly. But they still have all this pickoff power, so it's far from over.
Look for the disruptor. There's gonna look at him. There's a spike and the first hit crit again. Nyx even gets a free ticket out.
The TA here, yes, she is with that mech, so they can start pushing down towers really quickly. Probably faster than Sharks with a PA and a TA. Vlad's especially helping out in that regard. So Imperial can start getting into this position where they can start forcing down objectives, but Sharks can kind of call this bluff. Like if Imperial are a little bit careless with this, they'll just get initiated upon and then annihilated. So Rise has to be very careful with his positioning to global.
I like how the global silence has made the Jug go for Manta instead of a Yasha Diffusal Rush, so it buys the Omni Knight more time in terms of relevance. So it's really cool. You know, it's the little things, you know, that really slow down the pace of the game for Sharks. You know, they have to get this item because global silence wrecks him, so he has to get the Diffusal Manta first. Although Diffusal could be used to purge off the silence though. Oh, deal!
Yeah.
Where's the dagger? Ace! Crit!
Why is Ace not going in? He's just really respecting a static storm here.
Yeah, no balls.
They could have went in like full ham, but I guess they just didn't want to. If they start racing for towers right now, Imperial with the Desolator will probably win that.
And TA has an Invis rune, so she can look to blow someone up. No dagger on her, so... But they're going in again, doing those crazy fights where they TP all the heroes in one by one. They get hit by clouds. There's a glimpse back on their PA, but it's gonna get repelled up. So that's gonna get countered. And this time, Sharks don't turn. So lucky for Imperial, they don't have to walk into a firefight.
Well, the difference in that situation would have been Rise was not teleporting in, so he could have actually used Global Silence and I guess cover the initiation with the TPs, if that makes any sense. So there was a non-zero chance of that fight going better there for Imperial if a fight was to break out. But still, as long as they're playing the pickoff game with TA and PA, they should consider themselves happy. Noya, though, has to be pretty careful. He is going to be the one to facilitate most of those ganks just with Vendetta Vision scouting, but sentries are obviously going to be up. I mean, there's one sitting in the mid lane right now.
They even pop a dust.
Two, in fact.
This Ricky illusion just scouting things out, and that's one of the strong points about Ricky, you know, not just for his cloud, his jump, it's also mainly for the scouting as well.
All these invis scouting tools. Once a team starts taking down tier 2s, like seriously takes down tier 2s, Gem is going to be a huge pick for either side.
And the thing is, Ricky illusions look like Ricky. Because of the invisibility, they just look and feel like Ricky, so it's kind of annoying.
And if Celeri is holding a gem, just walking around, killing off all the TA wards and whatnot, you can even give the gem towards the Juggernaut and have him with the Manta style illusions fan out and kind of look for Nyx assassins and whatnot. So it's not going to be coming up just yet, but when it does come out, it's going to be a very high value item.
Smoke
Gem
comes
does
out
not
again.
see smokes, yeah, and that is going to be going straight towards the poor Ricky.
Ricky doesn't have gem. He's a normal Venom.
I never said he had a gem. I'm saying when they get the gem.
Oh, when? Okay. I thought you were getting sleepy. Kappa. But yeah, here goes the Desolator push again. The tier 2 tower. We'll see how they hold this. Or do they want to take this from the high ground?
Well, they're not really doing anything serious in the meantime, Sharks. Like, they're shoving bottom lane. OD doesn't really push towers down all that well, so it's kind of a waste of time as far as racing is concerned. Imperial are looking for these tier 2 towers, right?
They
They're
bite,
just opening
though.
up the map,
They wanna
making
go
it
in.
easier for Roshan, and making it easier to get pickoffs.
Imperial, are they picking up any cool stuff? No, not yet. Nyx Assassin, Staff of Wizardry, Floyd, really getting this push underway there. Has the Diffusal Blade, so that's huge to pick up. Omni Knight, gonna have a lot of his kit nullified at this point.
Makes the Juggernaut illusions very dangerous because of the amount of damage Diffusal Blade gives towards illusions specifically. You know, it's pretty standard stuff, especially in this matchup. What are Imperial gunning for right now? Guardian Greaves. I mean, they can still like ramp up with these heroes, obviously, but
Yeah,
most of these
Manta-
heroes don't really have any huge, like, giant power spike. A BKB would actually be that item. BKB, and with Repel, you should be pretty well set up against Disruptor OD.
Ace getting a Manta style to dodge maybe. Well, you can remove off Diffusal Blade. Can remove off Amplify damage. You can disjoint a Glimpse if you're really good. So there are a few applications.
PA illusions usually don't do all that much damage, even though they do
Oh, Noya.
crit, baby crit.
Gotta be careful here. Gets marked immediately. Oh, they're looking. Dale knows. Oh no, nice spike though. Wow. Stops the initiation. Now here comes the silence. There is a big trouble here for the Juggernaut. Gets struck down by Impale. I think Noya has been the star player this so far. Gets glimpsed back. TA shuts down the Jug, but PA is still here. Not gonna look for him anymore as he TPs out. Senny, does he get caught as well? No, he will not. So in the end, they blow up the Juggernaut for a global silence, and I think that is semi-okay.
Given the pace of this game, where Imperial, you know, they're taking towers, but they're not really making any, like, GG push attempts, you're kind of okay with that as Sharks, as Imperial, rather. Like, you absorb a long cooldown, yes, but you get a Juggernaut, and that's going to be lasting gold, and Sharks most likely aren't going to make any play right now, unless they find a random Nyx assassin in the middle of nowhere. It's a pretty easy kill.
Oh, that sentry ward scouts him out, so no sick plays for him this time, Noya. I think the previous fight, the reason he was able to get the spike off was because he saw Slaughter go for the Amplify animation. So he knew that the Slaughter could see him, so he could predict. But this time he just got jumped out in the open, so no chance for a reaction there.
Crush is physical, so if you can amplify beforehand, does a lot of damage. But
It's greedy.
so easy it's so easy just to put the Spike Carapace up as Nyx assassin, so it is the greedy move and got punished last time. Ended up just like blowing the whole thing actually.
Looking for that revenge kill. Without that, oh, they got to it.
Yeah, he has
He
BKB.
BKBs, I'm not sure about that. BKBs and
Ace
wastes
is
his
going
first
in still.
charge there, Senny. Get caught, and now I think it's PA gonna go down as well. Good man to
dodge
dodge
the
there on the Crush. And I'm not sure why they're still trying to fight this. This is really bad if they get hit there by a big ult. And Nyx Assassin, you gotta go into Vendetta. The TA going down to a full Omni Slash though. Noya now gonna get spiked. Is that Repel save his life? No sir. And Celeri's on a mega kill streak. Ooh, Imperial looking a little bit dangerous for them.
Yeah, I mean, losing the TA there, yes, is bad. That was a very panicked BKB because you're getting Omni Slash. BKB does nothing against Omni Slash. fighting afterwards, that's just like not what we're supposed to do. Like that trade earlier, Juggernaut for Global Silence, only is really worth it if you wait for another Global Silence before you do anything else. And well, obviously Sharks, they pushed in knowing that Global Silence was down, got a huge set of picks, including a tier 2 tower. Imperial are not really playing as clean as we normally see them. They're making an awful lot of these kind of small positioning errors up against Sharks. It is costing them an awful lot, but man, look at this TA's farm. Like, she has a disgusting amount of cash if she's actually able to dodge the initiation and... Yeah,
Roche is on the way. Force herself into Roche. Yeah, and they're gonna get Roche before Sharks has time to respond. They're circling it out, but too late.
This is also kind of a bummer for Sharks. Like, they have OD, Juggernaut, and Amplified damage. They would love to be able to get Aegis ever, but I don't know who has a better Roche lineup. They're both pretty insane.
Yeah, but you're not Dire.
That's true. Dire advantages, man. Ooh, another Diffusal Blade from Ricky.
Yeah.
He's 5-0 and 8. He should have died that one time, but yeah, Ricky that survives is a relevant damage dealer. Like, just a couple of right clicks here and there is relevant. Obviously, he's carrying the Purge, but Tricks of the Trade gets to be an actual threat. Like, you got to disengage once Tricks of the Trade comes up. Plus, he could just Purge Silence off, so I mean, this is going to be a very influential Ricky game. It already has been.
Yeah. Right now, Sharks are not going to press their advantage. They're not wanting to throw anything away because in the light of this Aegis, they have to be careful about the double life. Global Silence always going to be a threat, regardless of where they are. So, play this one smart, wait out this Aegis, and try and take a fight on even footing.
Zenny and Solaria up towards top, just hiding in the trees. Classic. Imperial, they do have this Aegis. I don't think they should be super eager to make a high ground play or a tier 2 play even at this point. Their ability to take fights is pretty much predicated on Omni Knight landing a good assortment of spells. Like, you know, Omni use Purification for damage and healing, like a Repel that sticks, a GA that sticks on either Baby Knight or Ace. Like, these are the things that are going to start to matter as in this stage, since you know, it's just so hard to make it happen. You're up against Diffusal Blades and Manta Styles. They're still going to go for it. If they find a pick-off, Imperial can tear down buildings like nobody's business.
They scan and they know. So, the Radiant didn't scan, but they know this is happening because none of the lanes are being farmed.
They're just waiting for someone to get stupid. They see Senny. Are they going to go in? Oh, they're
Alright,
going
the
in,
dives
man.
though. They get him. That's a nice one.
No static
Oh, the
storm.
buyback. They are trying to go for a glimpse here. Baby Knight gonna get hit, but he pops that BKB. That's the Mel Strike. Hits onto Floyd. Doesn't take as much as I thought he would. But that's a BKB down for Baby Knight. Gonna pull him back. There's the repel. No, Baby Knight now gonna get global. There's a global, but it's not gonna do enough there. The Omni Slash still going through. There is gonna be a nice Guardian Angel, but Rice gets caught there, but nice crit. Coming in, Floyd is out of mana. He's getting burnt there by his own enemy Diffusal Blade, actually. Now he gets blown up by the Purify. He's dead. Will he buy back into the game? He does have buyback, so he's still holding on to it. Doesn't want to pop it till the enemy overextends. Imperial are 2 heroes down, and Aegis still up. So I'm not sure if they want to push this one further. It does look the case though. Ace getting his own Diffusal Blade at the right time. The Manta Illusions burning out Junk's mana. Very nice.
Very awkward timing there for Imperial. Like, the BKB on the Templar Assassin was, I guess, necessary given circumstances, but ultimately wasn't that great. Global Silence, unfortunately, did not stop the Juggernaut from Omni-slashing because he has Manta Style and Diffusal Blade. You just can't really rely on that as an ultimate anymore, so the Omni Slash was just tearing up the backline for Imperial and ended up separating them a hell of a lot. I like the attempt there. I like that play of, like, just snag the Disruptor and take out Static Storm before there's any response from the Shark side. That was pretty cute, but you have to protect your TA, you have to protect your PA, and I mean, they're just not durable enough to withstand all this damage from Sharks, and I don't really think they ever will. They have to get the initiation Imperial and make sure that it actually sticks. I mean, that time they got the initiation on Disruptor, but he just bought back, so yeah, it costs him, but the impact is pretty much completely nullified.
Alright, we'll see what happens here with the DD on TA. Can really one-shot someone.
Yeah, double
Wow.
damage is disgusting. Courier does escape. This Basher is actually going to be pretty huge for the Phantom Assassin. It actually lets her not... It's not the best way of quote-unquote initiating, but it actually like covers Ace's initiation, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. A smoke comes out from Sharks now. They're gonna look for the sideways push, and if they catch them, it could be huge. Their Ace gonna walk right into them. He has the repel. He immediately throws out the dagger. Oh, Courier, run away. He scouts them out, and the Courier scouting out this gank is possibly the biggest thing ever. Baby Knight gonna go two-shot this Disruptor, but he immediately gets bubbled there by his buddies. Nice silence there. Will keep him alive. There's the Disruptor down. He will not be coming back, sirs. Dale blinks away from that right click, but who else getting caught there? Rise, Floyd, all in that area for ganks here, and they will actually find the Ricky. So that's 2 heroes lost. They get the silencer, but he already popped that, and now Ricky's pristine record is gonna go down the drain, saving his Juggernaut.
And honestly, losing the silencer is not a big deal. Even if he did have Global Silence right now, he'd be able to cast it from the fountain, but Global Silence isn't really that great up against Sharks at this stage. It's still really good up against OD. He doesn't have any way of getting rid of it, at least himself. Needs an ally to help him out there, but Imperial, they don't really need their silencer. So if he's the target for Sharks every single fight, Imperial are very, very happy about that. And that's just Ace Basher value. Like, first fight he has it, lands the first hit bash on the Ricky. Pretty smooth stuff. Also, Baby Knight.
RNG has been on his side this entire game.
Practice.
And
the more you play the hero, the better you get at the hero, the more RNG favors you.
You also gotta do a blood sacrifice after every game, so
that's true.
There are payoffs. But right now, Omni Knight picks up a gem. That's pretty cool. Dewards a couple of things. Finally deals with the Ricky problem.
Smoke up from Sharks.
I like this 4-star on the Omni Knight. Well, Sharks are really burning through these smokes. And
yeah, I mean,
TA is about to show, and she doesn't have the... Oh, does she have the BKB in time? I don't think so. They're gonna pop it. Manta away. Immediately pops that BKB. Maybe Baby Knight still holding on to that BKB. I'm not sure why. Now it pops it. Slash strike very low there. Guardian Angel coming out there. Floyd getting overwhelmed there. The Omni Slash going through a couple of illusions and a few heroes. But because of that Guardian Angel, they do absolutely nothing. Here comes the dagger going through. Floyd gets picked off. And the OD goes down to crits. Dale, as well as Senny in trouble. Joe, he's there. He's got the repel there on Ace. They're looking for him. They got the trap. And I don't think Senny is getting out. Bash. Yep, Bash. Of course. Of course.
Classic. The enemy's getting away. I'm Phantom Assassin. I need to roll something lucky. I might as well just get a first hit bash. That seems fair. But yeah, that fight was much more, I guess, patient from Imperial, but also Sharks kind of half-assed their initiation. They blink Crush onto Baby Knight, and then they see, I think, Noya coming in, so they're like, oh shit, should we actually be going for this? And that hesitation means Baby Knight is actually able to just turn around and right-click things. With BKB and Manta style, he has many ways of self-preserving himself.
Yeah.
So he was able to play that very patiently. Everyone from Imperial was able to do that, and the end result is that Rise is surviving the fight with Global Silence. So now Sharks, when they come back, I mean, they might just be a Rax down, honestly.
Yeah, no buyback on Jug. They have to wait this one out. So Rax down, and I'm not even sure they can hold the line here. This TA, like you said, is swole.
Glimpse, maybe? I don't think so. He's trying to get in range for someone, but I don't think he sees
There's a
anybody.
repel anyway. You're not glimpsing anyone.
Didn't work last time, so maybe. I mean, you still go for it, obviously, but Imperial, they get away with murder, right? Like, they absorb a smoke gank from Sharks, end up killing off 2 of Sharks' cores. Expend pretty much nothing.
Yeah, Baby Knight even hit that BKB late, so...
He took a full spin, I think, because he decided to not BKB that early.
Then he realized that his life might have been a little bit in danger. But this TA is sitting at 4,000 gold.
Jeez. TA in this game, evasion is actually pretty good up against Sharks. They're probably going to eventually look at MKBs and whatnot, but a butterfly for Baby Knight is going to be really hard for Sharks to burst through. Alternatively, just kind of bulk up on the Templar Assassin and get anything that gives you health. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, but I do think that butterfly with the evasion component is probably the best way to go. It's also not too late for a blink dagger. That's not the worst.
Yeah, but I think he wants to save the slot for some hard-hitting items. Has the PA to do the jumping, and he just shreds whatever he can get his hands on with the Hurricane Pike. I think a Daedalus here or Bloodthorn isn't that bad.
Yeah, it might just be like the Travels play, and there's Travels. So gonna start playing the slot game, item slot game.
2 shoes
Trying to
though.
be efficient with them. 2 feet. They know Floyd's in the trees.
Scan?
Somewhere in the trees.
Did we scan this? Ah, okay, he runs.
Well, I mean, she spent 2,000 gold on Travels, has power treads to sell another 3,000 gold in the bank, so you know, all those item discussions still relevant. We're gonna have a
Oh, Omni Knight Blink, I like it. Oh no, Nick's Assassin got 4 stuff though, but he gets bashed. This could be bad. Nope, that's the spike. I think he's going down, unless he can get to this cliff. Oh, he 4 staffs away when he gets hit by a big orb and down he goes. So the scout goes down. It's I wouldn't say it's not a big deal, but it's still him absorbing a gank again.
Yeah, I mean, losing Noya at this point is inconveniencing his item builds, and an Aghanim Scepter up against an OD is something you really, really want to get towards. It's also just a level 2 mana burn, so staying alive, getting more experience is still very important for the Nyx Assassin. Dying, obviously, you're not doing any of that. So, yeah, losing the Assassin is not exactly ideal for Imperial at this stage. Luckily for them, he should be alive by the time Roche comes up, and with Psionic Traps, they'll know exactly when that happens. So the timing working out pretty well for Imperial, all things considered. Like, if you're going to lose an Assassin there, that's the perfect time to do it.
Well, maybe Knight, let's look at it right now. They're looking for this Aegis, and I love this Blink Dagger on the Omni Knight. Allows him to stay really far back and come in when needed, and even place himself properly for a good Guardian Angel. And there's Roshan.
Play for the Omni Knight is like sit a million miles away, wait until you see a Crush or an Omni Slash, and then you go and pick Guardian Angel. It just keeps you so much safer up against like a Disruptor, Static Storm, or something like that. This is a cheese Roshan as well, so Aegis for PA, cheese for someone has
Omni
to jump.
Knight, yeah. So he doesn't get blown up. If he gets caught, because there's only one real hard stun here on Sharks. So after that goes down, unless they burst him immediately, there is still cheese. And PA gets the abilities as well.
Omni Slash does a lot of damage, but it's not damage that's quite fast enough to be you know, cheese proof.
And it really sucks if your Omni Slash damage is cheesed out. So.
Yeah. Your entire ultimate cancelled by one piece of cheese.
This is bad, man.
It is going to be Daedalus on the TA. She has Daedalus, no buyback. That's very risky. We've seen this backfire on so many teams before. So if Sharks pull out a miracle here, they're looking at Raxes themselves.
Yeah. We'll see how many. No, it depends on how many casualties they take as well, right? If you take PA out but lose 4 guys, you're not pushing.
They have to fight eventually, though. Ace is kind of going down. Look how safe Baby Knight is playing. Way, way back.
Omni Knight as well, you know, that Blink Dagger really just giving him the ability to just do this. And because of the Aegis, oh, there's the Hurricane Pike. They chug a few hits there, all of them miss. Okay, 2 of them miss.
Yeah, he isn't exactly the most intelligent hero in the game, but even then, just, it doesn't really matter. No MKB effects on the Shark side, so Ace is still going to be just fine.
Bash?
First hit bash, classic. This is kind of where Imperial wished that Baby Knight had the Aegis instead of Ace, because Ace doesn't actually push
Another bash,
structures
what?
all that well.
Another bash. He's wasting all his RNG here. Oh, the blink forward there. Spike. Oh, there's Slaughter Crush, and there's the Global Silence. Of course, immediately the Manta Pop. And Omni Knight is going to cheese up immediately to make sure that he doesn't die. The Purify is there. Baby Knight already going ham there, taking names. So Larry diffuses himself, get himself alive there. There's the silence. The hammer drops. The Omni Knight goes down. But is it enough that Baby Knight just shreds the OD? So Larry on the run. The gem got to be retrieved there by the silencer. So they lose the Omni Knight, but they lose 3. OD buys back. They know they have to buy back here because they're running out of real estate here in the base.
I don't think OD can really do this by himself. If they had an Omni Slash, maybe, but it was just used.
Okay, Disruptor buys back. Riki TPs, and I think they back off. I don't think there's anything they can really do. Oh, crit! They get him with the Templar Assassin, and now they pull back Ace. They might get the kill, but as Aegis, I don't think they can hold this, honestly. Here comes the Diffusal on the OD. He gets bashed again by the Bloody Dagger, and now Ace gotta go crit Floyd, sending it on the way, running away from the fountain. There goes the Slaughter, trying to get the build out here. There's still Aegis, I might remind you. That's the stun. Going on to the Illusion, gonna be missing there. Nice Lotus Orb on Floyd, preventing some kind of point targets right now. Ace gonna get knocked down there. Diving tier 4s, they lose their Aegis. BKB now on Baby Knight, the crits are coming in. There's another big one, one more big crit could kill them off. No crit for them there, luckily. Otherwise we would have killed them both. And Baby Knight will peel away with what he's got, and Ace coming back with full life. Oh, Floyd really wants to go in. There's the dagger. That's the last word as well. The stun goes out onto the jug. This could be big if the last word procs. It does. The silence comes in. Dale goes down. He already bought back. The Juggernaut now going to run. Ace is going to get caught, but now Floyd going to get dove here by Ace, and I don't think he will... don't have to worry about this one. That's going to be a last word here. Challenging the PA. That's really unwise, my friend. And Floyd, once again, they're going to pull someone back. There's the Manta. There's the Omni/Rady just in time. Could be going in for that one. Joe as well. Silencer groups up, but there are a lot of creeps here. Nice Ghost Scepter. He merely proc there. Solari going to get hammered in by the Omni Knight. Gets him. And, well, Joe in trouble as well. He pops that Repel. He will save himself from the damage. Now Blink. Abyssal Blade takes out the jug. That's the buyback down. And I think GG. Still no GG, okay, we're holding on to this. Loser goes home, by the way, so... Oh, Junk buys back.
Oh, Slashback, 2 crits from Illusion.
Floyd. He's jumping in again, the bash on the first hit, takes out the OD, and now Floyd, the last man standing. GG comes out. They're gonna dive him, for sure. There we go. PA, TA, both A's going after Floyd. They knock him down in the well, and that's gonna be it. The Radiant Throne falls, and... Well, Imperial takes this 2-0. No surprises, but still got us worried for a while there.
The management of Imperial in the last couple of fights was perfect. Like, if you guys should like actually go back and watch that, they were able to separate the Juggernaut away, and Imperial then were able to just keep him out of the fight with Nyx Assassin. Just, you know, stun him and just leave him. He wasn't doing any damage, he wasn't hurting anyone. That's fine for Imperial. So many times, like when the Juggernaut was trying to reinitiate after kind of those desperate attempts, Ace could have just straight up killed Floyd, but he decided to skip over Floyd, Phantom Strike, and actually play his name, Phantom Assassin, and kill off those people in the back. Like, we saw him just ignore Floyd several times to go for the Disruptor, to go for the OD, these heroes that typically need a frontline hero, and with Dale not being around to perform those initiations, Ace was able to jump to the back line every single time, and he didn't have to worry about his own allies in the back line because of their management of Floyd. It was just very well done at the very tail end of that game.
Yeah, Imperial, well, they're going to progress into the Grand Finals, and they will take on Rebels. So, the Imperial versus the Rebels, exciting. And we'll see how it pans out, but we're going to have the good old Star Wars matchup in the finals. It will be on another date. We'll have to see when the finals get scheduled. There are a lot of tournaments concurrently